This week on Maker Update, fan art, ambient tube sounds, wired AirPod controls, high-fiving forest tentacles, and a low-poly web tool. Hey, I'm Donald Bell, and welcome back to another Maker Update. I hope you're all doing well and finding ways to stay inspired. But if you could use a little creative spark, this is the episode for you. I'm leaning heavy on electronic hardware art projects, which means you are guaranteed to see something you've never seen before. So let's get started with the project of the week. Breezy by Boyoung Lee is a matrix of 96 PC fans, each covered with a sheet of yellow notebook paper. This is an Arduino-based project. The Arduino determines the pattern and sequence of which fans turn on and off. Some are predetermined, and some are random. It also appears to control the strength or speed of the fan. I'm not sure, but sometimes the papers just ripple, and sometimes they seem to go full blast. What I love about this is that it's using the same technical concepts that you'd use to animate a matrix of LEDs or a flip-dot display, but substituting a completely different mechanical interaction. Instead of a blinking dot, we get the sight and sound and feeling of air rushing past a simple piece of paper, and it's enchanting. It's also a great demonstration of the power of repetition and pattern and scale. I'm sure someone's already had the idea of an Arduino-controlled PC fan, and maybe even enjoyed the sound of a piece of paper tacked to the front of it. But for Boyoung to understand the potential of multiplying that idea, scaling it up, and playing with it, I find that inspiring, and I have to believe that there's potential like this all around us. Sometimes, though, you have to marvel at an artist's technical achievement, and that's how I feel about Eirik Brandal's latest sound sculpture, ioalieia. You can find some of the technical details for this on his Hackaday project page, along with an essential video where Eirik outlines his entire process for building it. For me, though, it's kind of like watching the Beatles Get Back documentary. I can see the magic happen right in front of my eyes. I can understand what he's doing, but I'm no closer to becoming a Beatle. Eirik's combination of technical expertise and freeform circuit craftsmanship is just jaw-dropping. For this particular video, he's working with the ESP32 board to generate and process audio signals, which are being passed through an old Soviet vacuum tube. The addition of the glowing tube not only looks amazing, but adds a certain analog unpredictability to the whole thing. It's just awesome. But really, the gift of this project is the build video Eirik made outlining his techniques. From how to make pristine acrylic enclosures to using header pins as brass wire guides, the whole thing could just as easily be in the tips section of this show. Sometimes, though, it's the unvarnished prototyping nature of a project that makes it charming. Marina Fujiwara's Airpods controller is a prime example. This is a head-mounted contraption that will tap your earbuds for you when you want to skip tracks. Marina is taking us back to the golden age of MP3 players with buttons on them. Now, it's funny, but it's also art, right? It is to me, at least. In a world where we're giving voice commands to our light bulbs and expected to learn multi-finger touch gestures to operate our phones, engineering dedicated buttons back into your life can be an act of protest. Does this need to be anything more than a breadboard prototype to get the point across? Absolutely not. It's the improvisation that makes it compelling. I also really enjoyed seeing Umwelten. This is a master's project by Yang Gao, Amelia Goldie, and Sienna from the Interactive Architecture Lab at the Bartlett School of Architecture. There's a lot to explore here, including a whole narrative between nature, robotics, and humans, but the mechanical aspect here are these hanging, articulating metal vines. Through a hidden system of motors, pulleys, and what I'm assuming is fishing line, these vines can flex in different directions. But what makes them interactive is that they're aware of your presence. Using computer vision, the vines can track your arm movements and mirror them back to you in what must feel like a kind of techno-nature high five. I can definitely say I've never seen anything like it. Now for some tips and tools. By way of the Make Magazine blog, I learned about Low Poly 3D XYZ. This is a standalone site that allows you to quickly upload and transform your 3D STL files into low poly models. There's a great overview video that I'll link to in the description all about how it was made and what it can do. On Tested, Norm Chan offers an impressively thorough review of the new Formlabs Form 3 Plus SLA Resin 3D printer and the optional flexible build platform that you can get separately. This model was just announced at CES this month. It's aimed at a professional market, so it's not cheap, but it's interesting to see what the money will get you. Surprisingly, it doesn't really look like a slam dunk on print quality compared to some sub $1,000 SLA printers. But check out the review for yourself. On Adafruit, Phil B announced an upgrade to the popular animated eyes for Raspberry Pi software. The update is now compatible with Raspberry Pi 4 and up. Best of all, you can get it installed with the simple curl command. And last year, for the Maker Music Festival, I gave a presentation on designing custom mounts for motors and solenoids, allowing you to adapt them for robotic percussion. That video presentation is now on YouTube, along with many of the other talks. I'll include a link to it, along with the Google Slides presentation, which has links to all the stuff I mentioned in the video. For this week's DigiKey Spotlight, in honor of Boyoung's Breezy project, check out their overview on different types of DC fans. Axial fans, centrifugal fans, tangential fans, blower fans. There's a lot of different ways to move some air around. This video covers the considerations of fan shape, the amount of air it can move, and ducting. I'm feeling like I've been taking fans for granted this whole time. Now I'm a fan enthusiast. A fan. And that does it for this week's show. Be sure to subscribe, leave a thumbs up, leave a comment. I love hearing from you guys. You can get on the Maker Update email list so that you never miss a show. You just get it right to your inbox. A big thanks to Digi-Key Electronics for making the whole show possible. And thank you for watching. I'll see you soon.